We all know the difference between value and cost, but we sometimes confuse the two as the same and forget that value does not always mean the price of something. Part of my brainwashing of students is to have you be more conscious of the implications of the word value and what it means to you as an artist in relation to your own work. Certainly, if an individual work in a portfolio of 20 images helps you to get a $60,000 scholarship, then each individual work of art in that portfolio is, in fact, worth $3,000. You need to be taught that valuing something requires care. When you care for your work, like keeping it in a safe, good quality portfolio, you show others that your work has value. There are several reasons we value things. That's right. Another list. Sentimental value. It has personal significance for us. My teddy bear, when I was a little boy, would have a great deal of value to me if I was able to locate it now. I would pay lots of money for that silly old thing, even though it only had one eye, the other being torn off by my evil older brother Gary. Antique value. We value things that are old. They have survived a long time. We have respect for our elders and ancestors. Even common objects from a long time ago can be very valuable, if in good condition, but especially if they are quite old. Okay, number 3, rarity. Limited quantities. Gold is rare. A 58 Corvette is very rare. Leonardo is dead. Businesses do this purposely all the time to increase profits. They produce limited editions. For a limited time only. Get yours while they are still available. And of course, the limited editions cost lots more than the regular product or service. Okay, number 4, quality. Well-crafted objects, usually handmade. A Rolls Royce, a Ferrari. The house I grew up in, which was built by one man, my grandfather, who was a bricklayer, a mason, and carpenter. He thought of himself as a craftsman, not an artist. He would have been insulted if you called him an artist. He valued the quality of his craft above all else. Okay, number 5, historic value. We value objects from important or memorable events. An autograph of a famous person, a moon rock from the first moon landings, a weapon used in an historic battle, the original manuscript of a music score by a famous composer. Number 6, relic value. We value the remains of or objects used by, owned, or touched by famous people. For instance, a baseball bat used by Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron. A brush used by Leonardo da Vinci, or even the rag he used to wipe off that brush. Many religious people through the ages have valued body parts of saints. A splinter from the true cross, even though it could be argued that many of these relics were actually fakes perpetrated on naive believers. 7. Significant. This is the most important of all 7 values. If something is significant, it has changed and influenced the field. Picasso and Warhol changed everything in art. Frank Lloyd Wright and Frank Gehry changed architecture forever. The Wright brothers changed aviation, of course. And the Beatles were very, very important to music. They changed everything. If you add up how many of these types of values are reflected in an individual object, you will have a good idea of what someone may realistically consider to be the price. If you have ever watched the PBS show Antiques Roadshow, you will understand completely. They always explain the specifics about the object being appraised that contribute to its monetary value. Works of art are no different. People often want to criticize the artist for the cost of a famous work of art, but the artist has little to do with that decision. The price of a work of art is almost always decided by a business person, a gallery owner. A gallery owner is a business person who loves and has a great deal of interest and knowledge of the art market. Their decisions are, like all decisions made in any market, a product of supply and demand. If a work of art is priced high or sells at a high price, it is mainly because a lot of people who love art or love investing believe that work of art is worth the investment. The highest bidder always wins. You must always consider the audience for any kind of item. Many people who may criticize the cost of a Jackson Pollock, abstract expressionist, so-called splatter painting may have no problem investing in baseball cards, even though they have no inherent value, being made of cheap ink on cheap cardboard. What gives baseball cards their value is the audience that is interested in them, who knows, understands, and has studied them. This group, a group of interested experts willing to trade, purchase, and negotiate prices, confers value on these otherwise worthless objects. The art market, and any other market for any other object of value, has value because of their audience.